This is Sportscentre.
Hey, I'm Marissa Roberto, and somehow we're already a quarter of the way through the NHL season, and a lot of what we've seen has been pretty unexpected. So today we're going to be giving you our biggest surprises so far this year. Up first, we have the youth movement that's taking over the league, as guys like Macklin Celebrini, Connor Bedard, and Leo Carlsson are having monster starts to the year. All three find themselves top 10 in league scoring. Now, in fairness, all three of these guys were top draft picks over the last few years, so it's not like we weren't expecting them to become elite scorers one day. But it's how early the success has been coming that has been a complete shock. Because let's not forget, they're just 19, 20, and 21 years old respectively. Plus, all three of these guys have helped their teams get off to much better starts than they did the previous years. And while it might not last the rest of the season, it's been exciting to watch nonetheless. But on the other side of things, we have to talk about the Canadian NHL teams, who almost across the board have been underwhelming. Especially since, as it stands today, only the Ottawa Senators are in a playoff spot, which is never a good look. But it's especially tough when you consider how good the Canadian teams were only a year ago, as the Leafs and Jets won their divisions and the Oilers went all the way to the Cup final. But so far this season, it has been a different story. And with some of their biggest names sitting on the IR right now, things might only get worse for the teams north of the border. I can't even tell you how many conversations I have daily about how terrible the Maple Leafs are doing just from randos, okay? I had a neighbor come up to me talking about it and how they shouldn't have gotten rid of Mitch Marner. Like I've been saying, okay? Now everyone's catching up, eh? Last but not least, we have a team that many thought were good, but I don't think this good. And that's the Colorado Avalanche, who are off to an unreal start this season. Through 22 games, they've lost only once in regulation, and are boasting both the league's best offense and defense. And just to really put things into perspective, if they can keep at this pace for the rest of the year, they set the all-time record for the most points in a single season. And there's obviously a lot of pucks still left to be played, and we're not going to put those kinds of expectations on this Avs team. I am happy when the Avs are winning, just for our boy Luca Celebra anyway. To basketball now, and the Raptors just cannot stop winning. They've now won 12 of their last 13 games, after a 110-99 win over the Cavaliers last night. Their longest stretch of success since they won 15 games back in early 2020. And this run has put the Raptors in some pretty elite company. At 11-1, they're tied with the defending NBA champs for the second best record in the NBA this month, trailing only the 12-0 Pistons. And it's time to ask the question, do we have Brandon Ingram to thank for this heater? Because they have not lost a single game since this moment.
Yeah, here's, you see how, watch out. Incoming.
Well, Ingram upset.
Yeah. And they're cleaning up the floor over there. The competitor that Brandon Ingram is.
That's right, the Raptors are 8-0 since Bottlegate cost him $25,000. But in all seriousness, people questioned if Brandon Ingram was the right ad for the Raptors. But as it turns out, he's been exactly what they've needed. Monday was the perfect example. On the second night of a back-to-back, and with RJ Barrett sidelined with a knee injury, Ingram had his best game as a Raptor, scoring a season-high 37 points in a season-high 37 minutes played. And while Ingram's overall offensive numbers will not blow you away, he's still leading the way for a Raptors team that have been getting it done offensively by committee, with 6 different players averaging over 10 points per game. Ingram and the Raps are in action next on Wednesday against the Pacers. Well, they'll have a great chance to push their winning streak to 9, as Indy has lost 10 of their last 11 games. And of course, you can catch the action on TSN. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. It's just nice. Just like my neighbors are coming up to me talking about how bad the Leafs are, they're coming up to me talking to me how great the Raps are. So, balance. Time now for my favorite segment, and yours, that we love sports today.
Why we love sports today.
When you're an elite athlete, common everyday activities need spicing up. No, wait, I hate this. Is this the onion guy? Is this also the onion guy? First of all, no, not with the razor, man. I hope there was no blade in that. Terrifies me. And sometimes common everyday items become an outlet to display your talent. Honestly, still got it, so I'm not mad at him for probably breaking the vacuum. If you're a fan of the Crave hit show Shoresy, listen up, because the Shoresy Fall Classic is underway and could be coming to your city. The cast of Shoresy are going to 8 different cities and facing off against NHL alumni. The tour began last night in Detroit, and next up a date with the Maple Leafs alumni in Toronto on Friday. And we got some heavy hitters dressing for the Leafs, including Rick Vaive and Nick Antropov. But if the show is any indication, the Shoresy cast, including Jared Keeso, Terry Ryan, and Jonathan Diaby, won't be taking it easy on the old-timers.
What matters is effort, work ethic. So when you get to camp, What are you going to be?
The hardest worker out there.
That's right, the hardest worker out there. Say it again.
The hardest worker out there.
That's right, say it again.
The hardest worker out there.
Hell yeah, yeah.
Hell yeah, yeah.
That's what matters.
Toronto's just a second stop on the tour, with stops in Western Canada coming up in the new year. For tickets, hit the link below if you're watching on Instagram, or visit shoresyclassic.com. And with Season 5 of Shoresy premiering on Crave on Christmas Day, it's a perfect time to subscribe during their Black Friday deal. That's it from me, Sarah Pickett, tomorrow 3 Eastern, no Pacific. Have a good one.